right, y'all. So we got a very special episode going down right now. This is the season finale or the series finale for my Our History Is Now series. And I wanted to switch it up a little bit. And as you can see, I'm accompanied by multiple beautiful black women in the Chicago area. And I'm not going to introduce them. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So let's do it.
You want to start with me back here? Okay.
Yeah, we'll just go in this direction.
Okay. My name is Lauren. Everybody knows me as Booby. My Instagram handle is Booby_D.
What up? I'm Nikki, and I'm one half of the Sneaker Chicks.
And I'm B, the second half of Sneaker Chicks.
Yo, my name is Lauren, and I am Love Her Kicks.
And I'm Heather.
Heather, who I love oh so much.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. My Instagram is the yellow 178.
Yes. So, again, very, very happy, and I feel very privileged that these ladies decided to join me for the finale for this series. It means a big deal to me. It's something that I really wanted to do for quite some time, just because, sometimes I feel like people only think I'm the one that's in Chicago, but it's multiples of us, right? And I wanted to shed light on that. Also chose specific women that were really about the culture. That weren't just, doing it to be cute. We all cute in our own way. We make it happen, right? Yeah. But I think there's a pure at heart component to it that I think we all preserve and uphold. And so that's why I chose to, bring you ladies in. And again, I thank you all so much. So to start, man, what everybody got on feet, man? Come on, let's talk about it.
Well, I have on the band mids.
Show on, what you got? I'm gonna take mine off. Some of y'all got y'all shoes tied.
So, like my shoe is tied tight.
Some of y'all got y'all tied. While I wait,
and they mids, and don't at me. Because I'm about that life. So.
Cool.
But no, I got on my mids today.
For sure. I got the Air Force Max Charles Barkley edition, of course. It's that Phoenix Suns joint. So this is the joint from back in '93. This is not the '93 version, so don't even think about it. But I wish I was a young pup during those days. But I think this is the 18 pair. And I love Charles Barkley sneakers. Like, those that follow me know that. I don't really have to do no explaining, but that's what I got.
I have on the UNC one. I don't know if you can see my feet. UNC one. I couldn't make up my mind. I was gonna put on the off-white version. I was like, no, we're just gonna keep it at the classic today.
I got the Fire Red 5 on today. Just because I just like it, and it was cute because I'm going on date night tonight. So.
Cool. I got on good old Chuck Taylors. These the Crater Highs. I love them. I'm a sneaker person that's into a cause, so these were made with 20% recycled material, so sustainable.
Oh nice.
And I have on Crocs. They are, however, Grateful Dead, China Market, I guess, collab, whatever. They were by the door.
So, not just any Crocs now. Come on.
It is a collab because you guys know how I like collabs. So.
Comfort is everything.
Yeah,
so
and they're tie-dye.
Wild and crazy like Heather, wild and crazy just like you, right?
Yeah.
We can't sit her down. I just want y'all to know. We cannot sit Heather down. She's always just out there.
I have tie-dye socks on to match them too, just in case.
Shout out to the tie-dye.
I know, right?
For real. So, and you guys are not just your names, of course. There's certain things that you all work on, that you're a part of, and so forth. So I wanted to shed light on that as well. Booby, are you still doing?
I am still one half of Soulful Women. I am not a creator of Soulful Women. I was asked to be a part of it, and I am immensely grateful for that. What happened is one of my guests, she was starting a family, and it just, she wasn't able to do it anymore, and they asked me if I would do it, and I was like, yeah. Y'all pick me? Oh my god! No, but the other member, her Instagram handle is Prototype 0817. And again, I'm just like immensely grateful to be chosen to do something like that. So like I've slowed down on like the posting and stuff because life happens, but it's definitely something I want to pick back up because again, I really do like love being a part of it.
Yeah, they were around like for a while.
Yeah,
That's one of the first, I think, women-based Instagram pages.
in like 2012 or 13 or something like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. What you guys got up there? I know you all.
We cooking up a little some. We trying to keep it a little under wraps, but we will be unveiling it very soon, and it's targeted to women. So we will be letting everyone know very soon.
Sorry, y'all. I'm not distracted. I'm producing. So keep talking. Keep talking.
So right now, we are working on the website, which should be dropping hopefully by the end of March. It's just been, we have both education people by trade, so we did a lot of stuff as in publishing. So now we want the space to actually blog in the space. So that should be dropping off soon. And then just like the ladies in the back, we got something under wraps for people who hate resellers. So come holla at us at the end of the month.
Hey.
And before we move on, I do want to show some of the stuff that Lauren handed off to your girl, because Love Her Kicks has some things they're working on the merch side. So put that mic down there. So what's the more recent logo though? The one that you have on?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of like a heart
Right. So
crossed on there. Okay.
mhm.
So we got the red joint. You can talk about it as I pull them out.
So we just did colors that everyone likes, with the shoe, the shoe community has your blues, your reds, so you just things of that nature. We did a unisex thing that Q just had up. That is one that I have on. I have that one on. That's more for the women's ones. We have been telling everyone to do a size up because they're made a little tight. Q has up another unisex one. I do love that one because you can play around with that. And the shoes have become a lot colorful lately. So if you into colors and you want to do some little joint, go ahead and get it. Ladies, make sure y'all give me y'all sizes. I'll throw y'all one, mail it to y'all, whatever.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Lauren. I definitely will be rocking the Love Her Kicks merch out in the streets now. And no, Heather wants to not say anything additional regarding some of the things she's been a part of, but she's actually one of a multiple of women from a hashtag that we created not too long ago. The hashtag Sisters Created Soul.
Yeah, it's a group that a couple of us started. I guess, I'll just say like legal names because it was Courtney and you and Flower and Bree and
We got two Brees, BG
Bree
Kicks,
and- yeah.
Bree,
And
who is
Ken
with my
and-
Nikes. Yep.
there's a page and it's Sisters Created Soul and it's just basically based to like help support and focus on Black women in the sneaker community. I guess they're not always necessarily
Showcased, highlighted,
and
congratulated.
uplifted and as they should be, or I want to say the actual ones that should be.
Right.
Everyone knows there's
I agree.
one or two that are always
Yeah.
particularly on every page all the time, but we started that maybe a year ago.
I want to say that was 2019.
Oh, okay, well,
Because
2020 doesn't
2020 was a little funny, so it's hard to,
So we have the page and I try to keep up with it and post regularly, but
we also try to make sure to highlight other women on the page, and particularly we try to also those that use the hashtag we're able to capture a little bit easier that way, because that's what hashtags make for easy ways to find folks. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of highlight that really quickly. I guess going back full circle with the whole thing and trying to highlight women in the culture, particularly black women in this case, but women in general. Guess we can go into some of the women's releases we brought today to kind of show in terms of something we wanted to just highlight in our own pickups. So what everybody bring today. And I'll hand it off to you if it's like the sneaker chicks, if it's, I don't remember which one of them it was, but yeah.
So I started out, so let me tell y'all a little story. I hated the tie-dye ones. Like, I was like, these are ugly, I don't like them. But then this lady posted it, and I was like, I got to have these.
Yeah.
So I saw this little dress because, first of all, I'm going to say, I don't like color. So if you ever come to the page, I am always in all black or something monochrome. I can't do a bunch of color. But I saw this little mini dress, and I was like, these will look so dope. These will look so dope. So I ended up picking them up, and then when I got them, like, in hand, I was just like, oh, yeah, these are so nice. So, you know, I typically just buy what I like, and it goes with my look. So, you know, the tie-dye, this, like the little sparkle, yes. Oh, I love these. I love these. Like, I can't wait to wear these again, like, in the summer. Like, I'm looking forward to it. So, you know, it's not like the hype little stuff, and that's why I like them too, because a lot of people didn't have them. So I didn't really see these a lot, but yeah, these are dope. These are dope. I'm glad I got these.
They clean. I gave them a second look. You know, Nikki and I and some of us were actually talking about, you know, the lack of interest for really colorful type shoes,
right?
Ones that are too out there. That was one of those where I was like, it's kind of out there, but it's kind of, you know, it's kind of
right. And I got so many, like, when I did wear these in the summer, a lot of people were like, where did you get those? Like, I've never seen them before. And I'm just like, well, I can't tell you, but, you know, I want to kind of keep these to myself because I don't want to see the whole Chicago in them. But, you know,
for sure.
these are dope. Like, I'm really happy with these. Like, I was just like, yeah, these are dope. So, you'll be seeing them soon.
Cool. Thank you for sharing them.
Well, my pick was the laser orange 3s, and particularly because I love elephants, and the elephant print is just my thing. And if anybody knows me, they knows I love gray. So anything with gray in it and an elephant reminder is my thing. And just two, because they are different, and I know a lot of people wouldn't even have these anyway. And then I hit on the sneakers with them. So
on the sneakers.
They clean.
I was
so yeah, and I'll be wearing.
It's hard to do these days.
I know, and she hits all of the time though.
Yeah, but a lot of guys got those. Like,
the
guys
men
wanted those more than
Because men always want to go out for our releases, and then I'll be styling these really soon in a week and a half on a trip to Atlanta.
Do you ladies have any pairs that you can recall that you literally it got snatched from you because a dude went after it?
The Cell 4s.
Cell 4s? Yeah.
Oh, I was so mad. I'm just like seeing all of the guys post them. I was like, I can't.
The off-whites.
The off-whites.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted those because that's my thing. They were that's a clean pair. They are clean. Mm-hmm. And I'm just seeing pictures of guys, and I'm just like, why are you guys like this? Like,
remember when the pink 12s dropped?
Oh my God!
I think that was probably. I get the off-white thing. I mean,
that was like 2016,
okay,
wasn't it?
Pink 12s was a disaster.
Yeah, I remember that. The pictures were insane.
Because when I went to go pick mine up, it was just like,
yeah,
talk about wearing them out the store. There was like guys wearing them out the store. I mean, I'm not judging, whatever, but I think that was the only time that I was just like, wow. Okay.
Yeah. What was yours?
I think the Melody Ishani's collection, any of that, I've seen way more men in that. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, especially the black and red one, because I'm like, come on. She talking about fertility and things of that nature. And y'all got all these shoes that she talking about fertility. Is it cherry on the top? I can't. I'm upset. See, I seen dudes was just down the street rocking them, and I'm like,
a dude rocking a fertility women's shoe is nasty. It's just nasty.
I didn't see anyone in them. I mean, I know that they were going after them to sell them. Yeah. Like with her ones, but I mean, I've not particularly seen someone wear them.
Nah, I seen
Thank God.
I seen some guys wearing
I
them.
saw, yeah. Some guys was in it. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna mind my business. But it was just interesting. I was just like, oh, okay.
I think mine was the satin toe ones. Is that what it's
Oh
called?
yeah, that was
yeah.
that was a disaster.
Satin toe ones from what was that, 2019, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, dudes will have women enter raffles to get them their pairs. You know, even for the stores that were trying to hold up some integrity and to only have women enter into the raffles, it still ended up the same story because women would just enter the raffle to get the dude's shoe.
Yeah.
And so I didn't end up getting that shoe for that very reason. So I remember that. And I actually waited in line to get into a raffle for that. And that's significant for me because I don't wait in line for shit. Okay?
Do it.
Come on.
I have to wait in line for the possibility to give you my money.
Exactly.
That's good. I like
Like, I'm not
that.
waiting
I
in
like
line to
that.
actually get it. That's different. I'm not waiting in line for the actual raffle.
Right.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, wait in line to get a raffle ticket. Okay.
Right.
Like Uprise, you have to, you know,
Yeah.
wait in line because sometimes those lines are ridiculous. But no. I think that was like the actual last time I actually won on the like Foot Locker app before they switched over to that new
To flex.
thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Which is a conversation within itself.
So
Exactly.
yeah, just leave that outside.
So, but yeah, I don't know if did you two have a shoe that you got taken from you?
The ambush dunk, the first one?
Yeah.
The black and white one?
And the second one?
And the second
And then looking at resale prices, the resale right now for the black and white one, I wear a 6 in men. It's listed under men's price. It was a women's shoe. Men's sizes, excuse me. But it was marketed as a women's shoe.
Yeah.
But again, I guess men wanted it, but I was going to be able to get it from somewhere, and they told me the wrong time to be there. And there was only one woman in line to actually get the shoe.
Oh my God.
But they were all resellers.
Yeah.
Everybody that was there to get the shoe was a reseller. And then, like, the pink one, I did try to hit for the pink one for a dude. His favorite color is pink. I said, well, I don't want it. So, okay. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like, people don't approach me to try to get a shoe that I want. Like, it's one particular person will be like, well, if you're not looking to get this for yourself, would you mind?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's different. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I'm not bending over backwards trying to get somebody else a shoe as opposed to myself. This is who I am. This is, a part of me. I'm not going to spite my, like, not even spite, but I'm not going to do something for you that I'm not going to do for myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just it's ugly now.
yeah. It's definitely different. Like, we were talking about, like, Jordans used to come out on Wednesday.
Tell me about it now.
Okay, Wednesday. And my mom used to go to Foot Locker on 147th Street and get my shoe
Yes.
and bring it to school.
My dad, oh my goodness, my dad used to
Yes.
get it.
And bring it to school. That was like,
like,
you know how we used to have to go to the doctor.
Let's first address, I'll let you finish, but let's first address how spoiled these kids were in their childhoods. That they had their parents to look
So I remember because before they came out on Wednesdays, they used to come out on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And
During
then
the
we
week.
would go and get them. And,
Yep.
and I always lived out there and drive, bring them in school. I used to sit in the car, lace them up.
Yeah.
I kid you not.
Yep.
And walking to
We
school
used
with
to
them.
hop on the King Drive bus, right? Because we went to Dunbar on 31st, so we'd jump on that bus, go to the Foot Locker on State Street, walk in,
And
grab the shoe, and walk out.
You didn't need security or anything.
Like one week, and then they switched it to Saturdays, and we worked as teens, so we were like, we would call off and be like,
we did. We
we
did.
can't come in today because we're going,
Hey, you made it happen though.
Yeah,
I feel like I just remember I have small feet, so I was never the one to be the hype as in I had to be up on time at 8 a.m. to get a shoe. I used to be like, cool, 12 o'clock, I'm going to get up, go to the mall, I'm going to go grab this shoe and go home.
Yeah.
Hell no, you ain't getting up at no 12 o'clock, no matter what.
And then those are the smaller sizes are the most sought after because they sell them higher for the resale price. Like, that was my point with the ambush. It's $800 right now for a size 6 in men. Why?
That's nasty.
$800.
Nah, they can keep that.
That's 2 of my car notes. You know how many pairs of shoes that is
Right,
for
that's
retail?
crazy.
And then like the pink one I want to say right now, it's like under $300 for like an 11 in men. But the fact that, you know, that is what the culture has become. Like, let me get the shoe just so I can feel like I finesse somebody. Because just like with the Cool Grey 3 that came out, they sold out instantly. They're right now reselling with the fees that the resale sites charge the resellers. They're not making
Nothing.
anything.
Right, so it's like, what's the point? Like, you
It's
doing all of
stupid.
this for
Right.
what?
You make it maybe like $30 at most.
Exactly.
That ain't even
$30
worth
so they
it.
can say they did it. Absolutely.
And everybody's reselling. Like, everybody, that's
Everybody
their
and
thing.
their mama. And I mean, and I respect the hustle, but it's like, come on.
Right. Don't ever come to me and I wear 4.5 and ask me to pay. No.
I mean, I get it. I mean, because if, like I said, if there's something that I want and I have this other stuff, I will sell this other stuff to get what I want because that's basically how it goes now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, hidden for the stuff that I particularly want.
Right.
Everybody knows the stuff that I go after is pretty much impossible. You have to get it that way or you just pay out of pocket. But, I mean...
And that's a
way that
completely
they're
different
doing
part of it,
is
though.
just like,
yeah.
I mean, you get in 50 pair, like you said, 50 pair of the threes, and you're making $30 over. I guess it makes sense to them. I just don't have the time and effort.
From an
for it.
accumulation standpoint, okay, but you got to have a hell of a lot of them.
Right.
So
To
make
make
it
it
to make
How
it
many
work.
different stores and raffles did you have to hit so you could get 50 pair of shoes?
Right.
Right.
Like, once you factor in the gas and the time and anything, did you really make the money that you thought that you were looking for?
Right.
And I just
And they're
feel like it don't.
that dropped before. That's how I'm
They
thinking
have dropped
because
before.
I'm probably a little older. I'm just like, it's
Right,
drop
but
before.
it's not like to me,
You know,
it was
like,
I had
paying
never,
$400
But the hype is there.
exactly.
Yeah.
I had never had the colorway before, so I was like, okay, you know, if I get it, I get it. I don't, I don't.
Right.
But when you literally don't hit, because they tell you your size is sold out, pick another size. You go and look and see what the resale is, and it's like the shoe was $150. It's $157 on here. Why? You wasted more time into the information and for nothing. Like, seriously.
Because they can't put it up and just be like, give it away for retail.
Yeah.
It's a pride thing.
Right. It just
It's
don't add
absolutely a
up.
pride thing.
That's how I feel about the dunks, though.
Yeah.
Like, they're $100.
Exactly.
And for, I think, the Ben and Jerry's in my size, I need a $5.
$1,600.
$1,600.
Yeah.
Like, are you crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah, but think
This shit
about
was
the
$100.
people like me who was wearing dunks and you was getting for $20.
Yep.
Oh, right.
I say dunks used to be cheap.
They used to be dumb.
That was
shit.
a chocolate.
that you just threw away. And
I'm
it's
just trying to
like
figure out, like, when did the hype
$600.
start?
I got a pair of dunks from the Nike factory for $34 like 5 years ago.
Right.
Yep.
Like, no.
I don't even understand where does the hype even come from? Like, did a celebrity just start wearing some shit and then suddenly, okay, they're gonna bring it back when
Culture
the wave,
vultures.
the wave hits.
Travis Scott.
So
Culture
Yeah, right.
vultures.
It's the supply and demand. I guess I look at things because I am financed by trade too as well. But that's that supply and demand, that economics, because that's what they're doing now. They like, oh, okay, they're in demand. Oh, the resellers are out. Things that you could have been doing whatever. I have a friend. She's into kids. Like, she got the kids collabs. There's some nice kids collabs.
Yeah,
if you're
sure.
really into like the fashion aspect of sneakers. Like they did a thing with Sophia Webster. I don't know if you all are familiar with her shoes. They did something with her, and I'm like, my friend get the kids collabs and with no problem. She was having a problem. I'm like, when have y'all start doing this? Come on.
even with the
That's
Kate
it.
Spade collab with the kids.
Right.
I love
Oh,
me some
yeah.
Kate Spade. But
Wow.
she nice and plain, just how I like it. And it was just like
Classic.
outrageous. I was just like, this is Kate Spade. Like, who is reselling this? Like, I'm confused.
It's anything.
Right.
Literally anything.
Definitely.
Watch bands, earrings, they don't
Right. It's just
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Because she did one Sophia Webster again. I think she did something with Puma later, like once. Because
Yeah,
she did the
she
kids.
did.
She did the kids first. That was her first one, like years back. Recently, she did one with Puma.
And they were nice.
They were
actually.
nice. They were really nice pairing. But you're not thinking like, people wear Pumas, and I'm like, I wear Pumas. I'm gonna go grab these.
right.
Boo-doo-doo.
But you gotta think about it too, though. We're in the era where collabs are like that's what creates hype now. That's what creates demand.
That's true. That's
But
true.
like when we going back into talking about Cool Grey 3s, like what you mentioned that have come out multiple times before, And the hype is there. No clue why. I mean, there are folks like myself and Lauren, perhaps, who didn't have it originally, right? So there's the market for that. But, you know, at what point do people decide, okay, well, we got to race for these cool grade 3s? And I mean, the Carmine 6s, think about it. We've been seeing videos of people going nuts over some Carmine 6s.
They was like legit fighting. I'm like,
Legit fighting. I ain't seen no fight videos of a sneaker in the
Right.
Like,
And legit, they're in the store.
it's like a blast from the
In the
past.
store.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean, there's still some in the store. I sold my other pair for like $80. The ones from the last.
You did?
The last. I mean, I'm not a fan of 6s
Jump in.
anyway.
Yeah, I don't like
But
6s.
I was just like,
It's not that exciting.
it's
Yeah.
set the last time. That's
Yeah.
my thing. Is like with me, it's like stuff sits and it sits and it sits and it sits, and then they just Nike. Jordan, let's bring this out
The logo,
again, 'cause
yeah.
we can make some
When you
more
put the
money
Nike
off
Air
of
on it,
and then
Nike
people
Air
are
on it,
going
and that
crazy.
thing
It's gonna turn
Right.
into
It's
another
gonna go
situation. It makes it much more value. First of all,
It doesn't.
insole was pink
Right.
because
Right.
of the bleeding, and they recalled a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So sit down because you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
And like, yes, originally a lot of Jordans did have the Nike Air on the back of them. But just because they're putting it back out doesn't mean the original release of it had the Nike Air on it. And again, it's all a marketing ploy. Like what?
I love
Right.
14
Definitely.
There.
But you can't tell them nothing. You know.
Of course, not. Everybody knows everything, and they're not even really a part of the culture. It's just like, you know, I'm gonna hop on this because it's what everybody is doing.
Like y'all just started,
It's
like,
the flavor of the week right now.
When is this flavor gonna get over? I just want to buy my
To go to the store.
the stupid little
Apps.
sneakers app,
Right.
and
just get
hit
your shoe.
for my size,
Just
not
get your shoe. Yeah.
you know. I
Somebody
hit
else.
for help someone else.
Yep.
Hit for their size,
Yeah.
size 12. Hit for it. Try to get a 6, 6.5. Forget it.
Forget it.
I'm telling
So
you.
give me the ugliest stuff, like the overbreaks.
Mhm.
Who wears those besides me?
Right.
Why? How did those sell out? Right. 3 shoes dropped on Saturday.
Yeah.
Hey, did y'all notice during the pandemic, like every single thing sold out?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Like
Everything.
everything
Like
sold
I,
out.
I had to pay
Slides sold
resale
out.
for the
Slides
January.
sold out.
I was
Like-
one of them. That was like one of my must cops, and I'm just like, well, I didn't pay a lot for them, but it was just like okay. And then like I went to the mall like in the summer, and I'm like, where the hell is all of the shoes at? Like, what do you guys have? Like, where is everything? Like, it was nothing in the stores. And the girl at Foot Locker, she was like, they're coming in slowly, and I get it, it's a pandemic, but it's just like, that's what really made me pay attention to what was going on, because I'm not into like, I don't want to be a part of anything. Like,
Right.
I wear sneakers because I like them.
Absolutely.
So I don't wear them for the hype or anything like that. So then I was just like, why is it's not that deep? Like, it's not that serious. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And especially like, and with the men wearing with the women releases, and I experienced that with the tie dye.
It's getting
I'm like,
worse,
dude,
though.
this is
It's getting
tie dye.
worse.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, I was just like, this is a women's shoe. Like, come on. Like,
It's to the point now where dudes are the ones posting release information for women's shoes.
yeah.
It is.
Like, oh,
I mean, I don't knock
these.
it
Are these
because-
gas or pass?
I mean, if they wear them and that's what they want to do, then fine. I mean, I get it. The only issue I have with that is I have a lot of guys who will reach out and ask for help on releases for their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if I'm not going for it, I don't mind.
Now, that's
You
different
know,
though.
if it's somebody that
That's
I mess
different.
with, you know, I'll be like, all right, we buddies, cool.
Yeah.
But if you're not volunteering to help me on a women's release, then that's when, you know, you
It's a
got
problem.
you got to learn to cut your ties. You got to learn who to help and who to look out
Right.
for. And that the satin toe, the black toe, whatever they call it, that was just really nasty and ugly because you had a lot of guys who wanted that shoe because 2016 nobody wanted the black toe.
Right. You said it.
Now
Yep.
they put some satin and it's a black toe. Oh my God, I gotta have it. It didn't matter if it was for women or not,
Right.
but they didn't want to help.
Yep.
That was just
They climbed.
It
They
was-
literally
it was
climbed
bad.
over us for the satin toes.
yeah.
Literally. Like,
that's-
fuck y'all. I don't care about
Yeah.
this being a women's shoe.
Right,
I don't
yeah.
care about this being released for
And
y'all.
then you know, then they
because
throw
y'all
out
asked for a
the
better
thing
shoe.
where women wear men's shoes, and I mean we've been wearing y'all shoes since the dawn of
And let's talk about that. Actually, let's discuss. Yeah.
They stopped making Jordans
Yeah.
in women's sizes in
Yeah.
2007.
Talk about
But
it.
you have people who weren't wearing shoes in 2007 who don't understand that.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
They're like,
Absolutely.
no, well,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that. If you
Yeah.
weren't around then you really don't know that we weren't getting anything, so we didn't have a choice.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, and if you have a small foot and they didn't make grade school, you just didn't have a
Right, I'm a
Yeah.
6 in women.
Right.
I wear a
You
6
just
in
didn't
women,
do it.
so I don't get any of like the cooler stuff. It's either grade school, because even though I fit grade school, I still need that. What is that? The structure of an adult shoe, like
Right.
you know. Look, my legs are old. I need comfort. I need support. So in grade school, don't have that because it's
decent
made.
material.
Yeah, it's made for
Absolutely.
children. You know, it's made for kids.
And some
So-
dudes will say, well, y'all get better colorways than us, but typically those are grade school shoes. Now, I want y'all to kind of talk more about this than me, just because I do wear men's sizes. So I do not have the same barrier. So this is why I want to have conversations like these, because that perspective is so important.
Right.
Again, it's not a barrier that I particularly have, right?
Right.
So when you deal with issues when it comes to not having a women's size shoe, right? Because it is a difference.
Right.
Right.
Because a lot of men don't know that grade school is kids.
Right, so kids,
They know
so
that.
Let's make this
Some of
clear.
them know. They just don't want to.
But we still got to
some of them
educate
be
them.
ignorant, but grade school is grade school. These are they're shoes made for children, and there are some women like myself. I am 4'11". I wear a 4.5. Sometimes I don't want a grade school shoe like in a girls release or something. I don't want like what was that shoe that I hated that shoe, that 13, that Aurora. I was like, no, I don't want to
Don't
do
do
this
that.
one.
Yeah,
This
that
one
one
is
I like
like,
that shoe.
you know, I don't feel comfortable wearing something like this. I feel like I'm a little too old for this colorway. Like I don't want to do. I was just like, no. So some grade school releases, like I would have to get like the band mid or something like that. So you know, sometimes I may not want a high all the time. You know what I mean? Because I am smaller, so I like comfort. That's my biggest thing. And you don't get the comfort in grade school. They are made for kids. And,
Absolutely.
you know, kids, they don't care about all that because they young. They got young
They gonna
knees,
take
young
some
legs.
shit.
You know what I
The
mean?
lack of quality in
Yeah,
material too.
Mhm.
Because
That's the
like
thing.
I was hosting a sneaker battle, and one of the participants used the cement 4. And I was like, oh, I have that shoe on. And then the guys kind of laughed at me because mine
totally
is
different.
different.
Yeah.
And I don't wear like a preschool shoe. I wear a 5.5 or a 6. So I still had an air bubble, but it's not the same quality
It's
as
not.
shoe.
It's
And they
not.
kept calling my shoe the diet version because it's like, you know, it doesn't look the
Disrespectful.
same. It doesn't look the same. And you mean, it looks good on my feet or whatever. And I was
Right.
satisfied with the product at the time.
Right.
But that's just like now I do appreciate that the sole and the midsole of the 4 are now made the same
Yeah.
as the men because we didn't have
we
that.
didn't. No.
It-
Because
it-
like even back in the day, sorry to cut you
You
off,
know,
when the Jordans came out, you didn't have the Nike Air at the back. So
No.
so first of all, let's educate them on that. You didn't get if you wore a 4.5, you got that Nike sign, and that was it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like I go after the ones with the Nike sign because I love those, and I'm like, if it doesn't have the back, I can't stand the little Jumpman or whatever. Like I stay away from those. But you didn't have Nike Air on the back. You had that Nike sign, and that was it. Like back in the day.
Yep.
And then it's like I had the cement 4s too. Like I bought them. Like I always buy them when they drop because I just like that colorway. It's just a dope shoe. So I was like, when it came out with the Nike Air, I was like, oh. And I walked into a kid's Foot Locker. I was able to buy me a pair and my son a pair at the time. And this was like,
16
the
on.
2016 ones.
Yeah.
And I walked in the store and got those. So it was just like, you know, you have to understand that grade school, we don't get all the good stuff.
Right.
We
Absolutely
don't.
not.
Like, we don't.
And first off, it's not, the grade school is not for grown-ups.
They're not.
They make the damn woman's shoe.
They don't know.
A women's size shoe. That's the damn point.
Right.
Like with Air Max, they're totally made different. Like grade
Yeah.
school 95s, they don't have the air bubble.
They
no.
do not.
They
And I'm
don't.
sorry, they don't look good without the air bubble.
Absolutely
right
not.
on the toe. And they don't look at that like we are women and if we have kids, we have to buy. Sometimes we buy our boyfriend's shoes too. So we compare everything together, and they're not made the same.
They're not.
Even men's ones have some of them have a little bit of more cushion under the heel than women's in grade school. They don't look at none of that.
But I think now companies, I'm talking all brands, Nike, Adidas, all of them. We got to realize now that women are buying shoes now, and unfortunately, we got smaller feet. So grade school does need to be looked at a little different from a marketing perspective. Market to the kids. I want you kids to have their shoes. They should have their shoes. No problem.
Absolutely.
I was that kid that grew up with the shoes. I'm 63rd Street used to go get them shoes. I don't have a problem with that. Sure. But now we got to realize that, there are women buying shoes in grade school. Y'all got to do a little more effort to the materials because parents will buy shoes.
Well, no. We got to be specific about this thing. Keep grade school where it is. We're grown-ups. We want a fucking women's material type of shoe. The same materials they're putting on men's, put them in women's sizing. Give us the shoe that we're asking for.
With that. Yeah.
Don't give us a kid's shoe.
But then with that, it's like they're giving. Yeah, we are getting the women's releases, but one we already touched on. We keep getting skipped over for them because the men do it, or then there are some people that enter the raffles, or the stores that try to have some integrity in regard to that. Have the women enter the raffle for men. Okay, that's fine, but whatever. But then it's like we're getting the shoes now. But then it's a difference in the pricing. So now they're like, well, we gave you the shoe. We're going to charge you $200 just like we charged the men. But then a lot of the time, the quality isn't the same. Just like my women's release. So for the satin shattered backboard, the quality is amazing. We still got the tumbled leather. We got reinforced. The satin is like reinforced. So it's not something, this is a good quality shoe.
It looks beautiful.
I know that if, this could stand up to the original shattered backboard, and I like the element of the satin that they did to quote unquote soften it up for the women. But I know men that have this shoe. I know this to the men that have this shoe. I was able to get it for retail because this was a part of when they started putting the women's shoes back out, like with the Aqua 8, the white Aqua 8, the one that came out for women in 2007. I have that one, and I have the one that came out most recently, like 18 maybe. And I have that one too. And then I was able to get the Olivia Kim Black Cat 4 with the fur on it or whatever. And I know men that have that shoe too. And it's just like, when are we going to be able to have just have something and be like, it's disheartening that we're not respected in a culture that we help propel. Because women, somebody asked me, I was asked like how I felt about women in streetwear, and I said I feel like we're underappreciated because like sometimes I get 1,000 likes, other times I get 74 likes, and more times than not is because men aren't liking my pictures because they don't have what I have.
That is the biggest thing. Like with this shoe right here, I only have that shoe because I have a friend who helps me. I mean, because he wears ones, but he doesn't wear women's shoes. Okay? I have that shoe because he won on his app. And that's the only reason why I have that shoe, because I wasn't paying resale for it.
Right. Understood.
And that is the thing, though. You have to find people who are willing to do that. Right. If you can't find anyone that's willing to do that, you basically screwed. Yeah. Because men, if it's a Jordan, they're going to feel like it's unisex. Yeah. Right. They don't care what color it is. They don't care what material it is. That's what it is. I mean, there are some men who don't want to wear a women's shoe just because they're men. They'll be that way. Right. But some men with the Kim 4s, it's black. Who can tell the difference? Right. That's what they're thinking. But in my mind, I'm like, it's a woman's shoe. Why don't you help one of your lady friends first before? Like me, I didn't want the shoe. Right. I would have just got it for whoever wanted it.
Because they're not thinking about us. They want what they want.
Exactly. So, with like this shoe, you would never find a man in that shoe.
Yeah. What shoe was that?
It's
go put that in your hand. Show it to the peoples.
It's a women's, and this is a women's release. Yeah. And it's the one they did with Nordstrom and Nike for when they opened the Nordstrom downtown Chicago. Okay. Yeah. And it's the Chicago 90. Got the 312 on the side. Old area code. And it's laser. It has a Chicago thing. Those are clean. Yeah. It was only 50 of them made.
Them lace tips though. Yeah.
I love me a good lace tip now.
Yeah. But
it got like
like 2 years to find this shoe.
It got like a fingering lace lock.
It's really big and gaudy. But it took me 2 years to find a shoe because, of course, when they released it was in the winter and we had a snowstorm.
Right.
And, you know,
Naturally.
I wasn't going to, I mean, I was going to try it, but I wasn't going to stand outside. But it took me 2 years to find this shoe. And the prices were just ridiculous. And then I found it and got it for retail. Because I guess the guy who had it was tired of sitting on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you would never see a guy in this shoe.
Right.
No.
And everyone who was
wouldn't be
reselling it
surprised, though.
was a guy. And it's a woman's shoe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Shopping,
it's just like, but you see guys in those because it's a Jordan.
Right.
And that's the thing, is it's just like,
I don't
They
know
pick
where
and
I
choose what they
was when I
want.
had that on. I was somewhere last weekend, I think. I don't know, but I had it on and only men were stopping me. And they were like, what is that? I'm like, it's in the Lately Made Jordan 1. Where did you get it from? The Jordan store.
Right.
Yeah, and I just think, like you said, like, give us the shoe.
Right.
Like, where else would I get it?
Right. What's the shoe? That's
Yeah,
it.
it's like give us the shoe. So like I was going back and we talking about grade school. I'm telling us give us the shoe.
Right.
But one thing about kids, and I don't know if you got everybody here has kids or been around kids. Kids now are fucking up shoes. So the material y'all give them to them too. So maybe we will. That could be the middle ground. I'm not. I
You're
don't
going to
know.
have to pay for it, though.
That's fine, but
Right.
parents will pay. I will. My godson, I will
Yeah.
pay the price.
I pay
If
for
the
my
shoe
son. My
don't work.
sons
Yeah.
stay
Fair.
laced. I will
Yeah.
spend.
That's fair.
If the parents are not, that's what problem with it. Parents don't buy the Jordans and stuff like that because one, they shoe, they foot roll, and then the material on it. Because if they are shoe people, they know the material is
Yep.
different. So if you did the material, you would get the women that would do whatever, and then because the material be decent and parents will buy that. So I'm not saying that would be the solution, but that is part of something you could think about because you're not really, really reinventing the wheel because you already had a material in house because you're making that big shoe. Put that material in
But
there.
you said-
then I see where that is the problem. Because, well, my son he grown, he's 19. But then with, say, my nephews, his shoe, the prices of his shoe would be more.
Yeah.
And then my sister, say for instance, wouldn't buy him the Jordans like she does now because I mean they're basically plastic.
Right.
Because then it would cost more. So I guess in that, what is it, like 3 to 7 range?
Right.
Everywhere. I could see them doing that, but then the prices will go up. I'm not against paying more
Right.
for quality. I mean you have people who don't want to pay more. And I mean I've heard women say, well, I have a smaller foot, so I like paying those prices, but then you can't complain about the quality.
Since you all will fall into that class of a grade school size shoe, you're not offended at all by having to go into a store and ask for a grade size shoe?
No, I'm kind of used to it. I mean, because I'm small. I'm like 4'11", so
And that's why I'm asking because I can't relate. I can't relate.
Yeah,
So
I don't feel.
I'm 5'3", so
Yeah, like I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem at all. It's just I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. My sons. My oldest son, he's 17. He's like really like getting his feet wet into the sneaker game or whatever. But he always had kicks though. So this is like and this is what they fail to realize too. These kids, us 90s kids who grew up in the 90s, we're getting older, so we like what we like.
Right.
That's just with any generation. From the 70s, people say, oh, well, they still dress the same. Well, that's what they used to.
Yeah. We're
We're used to this. We grew up with this. This is who we are. Me and B, we're known for this. So if you know me and her, you know that we stay with the kicks.
Right.
So when I had my sons, like my son had every single shoe. But my youngest son, he's 10, and homeboy destroyed a pair of phone posits. Like they were falling apart. They were falling apart. Like and I had to spend the extra money because one, you're gonna keep I don't care about your clothes. Like I'll buy him anything to play, because he is hard. I know my kid. But you're not gonna wear no busted shoes. So when I bought him, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy these phone posits. I was so proud. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get him these. And by the end of like the month, I was like, what the hell? Like who destroys phone posits? I mean,
that's a hard shoe. That's a hard shoe to destroy for sure.
He loved like he was so devastated. Like, Mom, please don't make. I was like, nah, homie, you need a new pair. Like you can see the inside. Like
So to make it plain, Y'all shoe companies need to make these children's
Right.
shoes better quality.
Yeah.
Because again, I mean, this is perspective for me because I don't wear grade school, so I don't know what that is. I don't know what that life is like. I can't speak to it, and I usually don't speak to it because I can't. Now let's talk about price though, because with wearing that smaller size shoe, the grade school size, etc. Of course, there comes some benefits to that again I cannot relate to because I'm paying 190, 200, 220,
Right, yeah.
230, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, should you guys get the quality, I think you're saying that you will pay it, you have no problem paying it. But I do hear some women that would love to stick to that lower price though.
Now listen, I do like the lower price. Like I'm not gonna front. I like that look. How much I pay for them. But I will say I was shockingly surprised when I bought the Pine Greens and the Game Royals. The quality was really good in my size, and my son has both. He has the Game Royals and the Pine Greens. And when he got the Pine Greens, I was like, damn, those are nice. And I'm not like a green person, so that was just like. But when I got mine, I was just like, man, these are really nice. Like they are, the leather's good. Like I just thought it was just a good quality shoe because we do get crappy quality. Like So, but I will pay whatever. If I like it, I'm gonna pay it. Okay. But the quality has to be there.
Well, that taught me a little something. We'll finish this segment. Did you want to show your lately mayor?
Yeah, we talked about them, so let's go.
Let's go for it. Yeah.
Yo, these are the lately made court looks. These came out December 2018, I believe.
Yeah, it was 18.
Yeah,
sure.
2018, December 2018. I love these because I like color, and these have all types of color on them. And then if you're like a fashion person on the side, the little fur is kind of cool because you could dress that up. I did a dress with this, and I left the fur on, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, that was so stylish." But then cool is if you you can take them off, and that's the cool part about them.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what I call that furry piece.
Please don't.
I ain't mad at it. You can take it off though, and then you could just wear it as is. I worn them a lot as is. If you go on my Instagram, I went to Paris and I had them on, and I had on like this black dress and I had them on, and it was really cool. I like the versatility, but that's what I like about sneakers in general. Like I buy shoes that are versatile that I can't just wear with one thing, even though they're big colors.
For sure.
I like the versatility, and I just think I like this because I am into connection with shoes. Like I don't just buy stuff for hype. Like I buy it for a connection. So with her, she went to Columbia here, so there was like a connection of like, ooh, I'm kind of into fashion a little bit. So I was like, oh, she's into fashion. Oh, she went to Columbia, Chicago. I have to have these shoes. So that's what ended up happening with these, and these is why I just fucking love them. Yep, I got them for retail. I'm just one of them people. Maybe because I worked at many stores, I won't drop where I've worked at. Yeah. I just can't believe. I just don't believe in. I can't get myself to do resale. I'm sorry.
I mean, it has to. Like I have to love it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because I do resale. Like I purchased on resale, and it's just like because there was no other way for me to be able to get the shoes, so I had to do what I had to do. Like for those, that was when sneakers was loving me because I used to hit.
Oh, I
hit on those too. So I can't say I did hit on those.
And then my time just dried up.
Like I want to say it was the year before last. I want to say I hit on every Dornbecker. When I say every Dornbecker, everyone in my size and men's sizes, and you know what I mean. It's just like when I used to get early access on everything, stuff that I didn't want, I would still get it because it's like let me help somebody else. But it just was like recently, like in the past year.
Yeah, this last year has not been good.
What is early access?
Right. It's when
usually
they give you
something.
Stuff,
yeah,
it's stuff you don't really want.
Right.
Or
the stuff they have plenty of. Something that's gonna keep restocking.
It could, and that's the thing. It's just like now it's like with the early access that they've been doing. They did early access for that sale 4. And they were supposed to be targeting women.
Yep.
Supposedly. But there were men who got it under their account.
Yep.
And I didn't hit on that.
But it's different though. I'm just to tell y'all exactly how that works. Men, it's their name. And if they have their account listed as women.
Yeah.
That's just how
of course.
they get it.
No, naturally.
Just completely understand.
They're not. I mean, that's what they do.
But that's another thing. Because it's just like, people aren't taking into account either that people that work for these companies, they have the same trouble that we do.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The same
My friend
trouble.
that's at Foot Locker, he hates that thing. He he's like the flex thing doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you about the Flex app. As soon as they launched that, I deleted it out of my phone. Once I learned the whole science behind it and having to accumulate the damn points.
No, I talked to
You
someone,
use them,
they
you
said
don't
it
get them
doesn't
back,
even
right?
matter how many points you have.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I know somebody who has like 3 million.
I'm not
points
about to
and
buy
still
up
don't get-
everything
right.
out of the store just so I can get a chance for a shoe. That sounds crazy.
Yeah.
That sounds nuts.
It's insane.
But yeah,
And
I'll show
it
my
makes you just like whatever. Like
I'll
I'm
show
at the
my
point where
pair.
I'm just like whatever.
So my women's release here is the Reptile 12. This one actually came out in 19, I think. So one of the main reasons why I like this one is because I sold my playoff 12. Right? But this is also
You did not.
listen, the oxidation that happens with that shoe is too white.
There was a reason why.
It's too white, and I couldn't risk it because I don't particularly like that look on that shoe. The oxidation of it. So I figured, this would be a good, I guess, replacement of it. I do wish too. It makes me wish that the playoff had the gold hits.
Yeah.
That would have been dope. I know that they did the Wings 12, which is basically that. But yeah, so that's particularly why I like this shoe, this women's release. So this is mine, that reptilian skin. Being that this is Air Max month, we did talk about, and of course Heather already showed some Air Max, but I had a fake. Well, okay, well we'll skip Heather because that was her Air Max that she
No, I
showed.
have another one.
Okay,
You know that.
Now you come on.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I didn't think this was gonna be a problem. This is why I thought this wasn't gonna be a problem. So I want to see one of y'all favorite Air Maxes with this being Air Max month. And then while we're showing them, I want you guys to talk about maybe some of the barriers that you feel like you've been experiencing in the culture. Being a woman, being a black woman, the content you've been trying to get out there, maybe some of the things that's been tough to get through or to cut through, with that being the factor for you. So, okay. Lauren, I guess you can talk about some things because you of course have a platform you're trying to build, of course, but talk about your shoe first and then you can go into it.
Okay. So one of my favorite, I would say, Air Maxes would be a Vapor Max. I love Vapor Max because at the time when these first came out, I stood on my feet a lot and I needed a shoe that was comfort, and the Vapor Max to me is comfort. And a second thing that made it even better was I got my family on the hype of Vapor Max. So my mom now gets on Eastbay, because you could get a Vapor Max on sale on Eastbay. So my mom would be like, I know I shouldn't be telling you this, but I just bought a Vapor Max on Eastbay. So when you get your mama on hype about a shoe, you gotta love it even more. Then what's crazy is I got my dad on hype too, because he got a black pair. I saw him randomly in him. So I was like, and my sister.
Make sure you show it. Yeah, there you go.
And then my sister, she's into shoes as well, so she had a couple of pairs as well. So this is kind of my favorite nostalgic, because I'm a family girl, and this just kind of holds to me family in regards to that. In regards to barriers, it's just how I'm gonna say.
Go for it.
How motherfuckers talk to you? Like, don't talk to me any old type of motherfucking way. Like on internet thugs are killing me right now. Yeah, they killing me. Don't talk to me any old type of way. Okay, you could correct somebody. I don't have a problem being wrong. I don't have a problem doing anything. I don't have a problem debating, because there is good debate. There is criticism. There's things. I don't have a problem with that. But then it comes to the notion as in, you're tearing me down because you feel your way is right. No, we're from different places, different cultures. I'm black, but I'm still a different culture of black because I'm from Chicago compared to a New York black person or someone down south. Exactly. So it's different. So how we look at things like Jordan for us is going to be big. Like top 10s for people in Michigan from like Detroit and Flint. That's y'all shoe. I got family from Flint. So that's y'all shoe. So there is going to be a hype. So that's just the hype. So if I'm in love with my Jordan, let me be in love with my Jordan, just like you in love with your top 10 or your Air Force One. And I feel like just the level of respect people should have, just because what's your collection? You don't have a collection because you only got 30 shoes. know. You don't know
Right.
what the fuck my 30 shoes.
They
My
are.
30 shoes could be $1,000.
Right.
Right.
Not with the more is
Right.
the-
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't, and I've seen so many arguments about that, and I'm like, that's not what we should be arguing about, low key. Now y'all seeing everybody fight and all this other stuff. Put your money where your mouth is. If you're gonna buy 190 shoe, tell them to get you $20 off that and go put it in somebody's youth community or
Talk
something
about
like
it.
that.
Exactly.
Let's
Yeah.
make this.
Exactly.
Let's
Since
teach
you like
the
to
right. Let's
get
teach the kids.
Fight us all the time.
Right. Let's teach the kids that you could be the GM at Nike Town, or you can go make the material for the shoes. Like, let's do that. Let's take your platform and do something with it other than just saying that girl ain't got nothing, that woman
Right.
ain't got nothing, or she ain't got this, or just even as women arguing with each other. I'm not gonna argue with no other woman just about
I don't even
Crazy.
understand that.
Right.
I don't
That's crazy.
understand that.
Right. And that's where we're at with
That
it.
make you look stupid.
Exactly. And it's like, no, let's not do that. Let's get together and create something. Let's create, I got my shoes, but there's a group of kids that don't have shoes. Let's swap one for one, or do something at it, or take your platform.
Have a point.
Have
Yeah.
a point
Have
in
a
what
point.
we're doing. And I think that's what my platform, I hopefully eventually I do some fun. Like, if you're on my platform, you'll see that I post celebrities and kicks, because that is trendy, but the world has changed. Now you're seeing more women celebrities and kicks. So let's see what they're doing. But take that platform and do something more with it. Are you gonna connect it to a community organization? Are you gonna connect it? Just connect it to our people need to thrive, and there's a way that we can use our platforms to make sure our people thrive.
Yes.
Sorry for
That's
my
beautiful.
No,
I mean, that's, look,
I feel
well
that.
put. Well
All
put.
that.
I loved it for sure.
But are they gonna listen? That's my thing.
No, I agree to that too.
No, I
but
mean, no, honestly, like, because there's,
yeah.
like, I shared
Whether they
things
listen
and
or
they
not.
don't- Yeah, because they are, like,
Yeah.
like you said, I don't know how many shoes I have, but there's no point in me having all the shoes and then someone posts a shoe donation or whatever, and I don't donate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
have a couple of pair of shoes that have not been worn. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying? And there's kids out there that need them. What are you holding on to them
Absolutely.
for? You know what I'm saying? Send them to some baby who needs them.
And that's
A lot of people won't do that
But
because
see, a lot,
they
and
get
that
into
goes
what
back
they
to
can
go,
post.
Absolutely.
these people
You know?
who are wearing sneakers, they don't experience that. That's not their, being black.
What shoe you got? Talk about
So I have the half of a Nike Day. Air Max.
the lateral side.
I love this collection when it dropped. Like, I had the 97 ones like this one too. I love this colorway. Like, even though I'm not a color person, but it's very simple. It's clean. I love I'm a details person too. I used to work in the pastry field, but now I'm retired. So my thing is detail. So the little face, the leather, the net. Like, this is just a cute shoe. Like, I really like this.
What's your Air Max 90?
It's an Air Max 95. And I actually wanted these, and I didn't want to pay retail for them. But I love the Air Max 95. They're nostalgic for me just because I always would get a pair. And it would always be 2 for $89 back in the day at Foot Locker.
We used to go
Okay. $289.
Look.
So when I have to pay $180 for a pair of Air Max 95, just don't be ever sitting well with us, sister, okay? But I like these particularly because they have a lot of texture, and of course they have like the gray in them, and then I love leopard print. You can't get a girl has to have that, and then the daisy, and then I like pink because I like a little color too.
Show it face
So-
landscape. Yeah, there you
So yeah, so this was one of my favorite new purchases, and I got it under retail because Nikki found it at the Nike factory for me. So this was my thing here.
go. Beautiful, beautiful.
And some of the barriers that I find is, as always, as black women, we don't get enough credit for being in the sneaker community or whatever, because you do have white women and the culture vultures out here that always want to say, well, we are part of, just like you see the Kardashians and the Jenners now in sneakers. They wear stilettos all day.
Exactly.
Now you're sneakerheads
Suddenly.
now, all of a sudden. So, and then a lot of Hispanic women try to diminish us as well. So my position is to always make sure that women are comfortable in sneakers. Because if you're a woman, you're not feminine enough to wear sneakers,
all the time.
or it's always a stereotype, especially as a black woman wearing sneakers all the time. So for me, I just buy what I buy and like what I like and keep it moving.
This is I think the 2015 version. This is just my favorite Air Max, period. So I just brought it because it's my favorite Air Max.
It's a classic. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have to say much about it.
Yeah,
I think we
really
all
don't
can
have
identify.
much to say. I mean, it's the only shoe that I have that I will buy. I mean, besides like an Air Force One, literally just my favorite. If I'm not mistaken, it might be the first Air Max a boy ever bought me.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but not this one though. I mean, not
so
this.
the boo had bought you that classic one. Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
Did you kiss him first? I mean,
No, that was a long time ago. That was good back then.
Oh, okay. What you do? Write his homework or what?
Probably just said hi.
Oh, you had it like that. That's
No,
juice.
yeah.
Breathed on him.
He was right.
He was just happy to say I bought Heather a pair of Air Max.
Dang.
Jeez.
I
But
couldn't
no,
even
it's
get a
just
boy's
like-
chocolate milk, you know?
I don't know about the barriers because I'm a little bit, I've been around a long time. I'm buying things that people are buying for the first time, and I'm buying them like for the fifth time. So back then it wasn't so hard for us. You know what I'm saying? Like we would get them easy. They go on sale. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't where you were doing it to fit in, play basketball or whatever.
Right.
I mean, nowadays it's a competition thing. And most of the time the people want to be in competition don't realize, I don't think that they will win. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing.
Right.
They think because you don't post a lot or because you don't put all your stuff up there, you're not wearing it, you're not taking these little high class pictures. Or, you know what I'm saying? You're not matching your outfit with the shoes. And you get what I'm saying, that you're not into it or you don't care.
You don't think you have it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That you don't, you don't belong. Or,
Right.
quote unquote, or like you said, they get a pair of ones and they're popping.
For sure. For sure.
It's just too much now. It's just taken over, and it's not fun anymore.
Right.
You can't really talk about it without it being an argument.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a big deal about every single thing.
Yeah, I noticed those arguments typically are fueled by men. Right?
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, with me, I have a different take on everything because I don't really have, where there's people or women who feel like they're being disrespected. I've never been disrespected by the men. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to my face. They probably talk about me behind my back. That's fine. But not to my face. You know what I'm saying? Not a blatant disrespect. No, none of them, except for the young ones. Who, oh my gosh, you only have one pair of ones. No, I have ones older than you.
Right.
I just don't feel like I need to dig in the closet and get them.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones you just don't pay attention to.
Right.
So I don't really have that disrespect kind of thing where, there's...
So the barrier with you is
women-
more so people feeling like you don't even
Exactly.
have...
Or that I have to prove... I don't have to prove anything to anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just where I do feel that black women are not represented as much on the pages, like Foot Locker or
Especially on the
the
side.
shout out pages.
Yeah.
And if you're bigger, you forget about it. So it's one of those things, like, but then I also think of it this way. I don't really care to be reposted. That's me. I don't want to be all over the place. I don't want people to particularly know me in that sense.
For sure.
But I also don't feel like you being reposted should be that important to you to not know if there's a black woman on the board of Jordan,
That part.
or a black woman who's running all these events, or a black woman making sneakers at Nike. Like, find that out before you just insist that there's no black women
Exactly.
being, represented, or you feel like black women are totally being disrespected.
Absolutely.
And another thing is these young girls, I give them credit.
Talk about it.
They come in here and they just barking and they yelling and they screaming. And you've only been doing it for a minute, honey.
Right. That part.
And you got people.
No, it's
I mean,
good.
honestly,
It's
you got
good.
Yes.
people who are old as me, in their 20s, and they have the catalog and they know the history and they've been around and they've done, camp outs or whatever it is.
Absolutely, yeah.
And they're not barking and they're not doing all this,
Right.
and you really actually think that you're supposed to be somewhere because you did this for a year.
Right.
Mhm.
It doesn't work like that.
I like that you brought
You
this up.
have to. Is probably. I don't even care if they. Please, if y'all gonna talk shit, just at me before you block me. Okay.
Thank
You have to have the content. Take better pictures. Okay.
Yes.
Just take better pictures. If you're gonna be able to say which shot is better, do y'all like my picture, whatever, be able to take the criticism that comes behind that. If somebody tells you that it's not good, don't haul off making these rants, blocking people, getting mad because someone says this is not good enough.
Right.
Because I'm sorry, some of the shit is not good enough
Absolutely.
to be on Foot Locker or whoever.
Anybody.
You get what I'm saying?
It has to have a clear.
I mean, Complex has their look.
Yeah.
Nice Kicks has their look. And I'm not saying you should have to give in to be on those pages because you shouldn't. But don't complain if you're not on those pages.
Do your research.
You get what I'm saying? Right.
Market research.
Yes.
You talked about
Right.
economics,
Cultural
market research.
branding.
There you
and
go.
cultural
Take better
branding, right.
pictures, get better content. Don't be so loud in the way that you're just loud for no goddamn good
Right.
reason.
With no
Loud
plan
and
or
wrong.
resolution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the
Loud
time.
and wrong.
I got you.
And if you're wrong,
Be wrong.
just be wrong and then apologize.
And just be
And move on.
yourself.
Exactly.
Be
That's the thing.
yourself.
But you cannot be mad
Right.
when, say, like a Becky comes in,
Yep.
who was not loud, who now is seated, who's getting all this shit handed to her because she wasn't loud. She did it the exact way that I'm saying.
Yep.
And now she has a gazillion followers.
Right.
And now, you know what I'm saying? She's every single place that you wanted to be. And she's been in it for 2 months.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Just, it sucks, but this is the way it is.
The way
I
it
don't
is.
need this I don't want to be anywhere in this. This is not a payday for me. I don't care. There's bigger things in the world that I feel are more important than
Yep.
sneakers. To
It's
me.
just a small little part.
Right. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? But if this is if
Minuscule.
you're serious about it, know who to tag, know who's working where, get in good with them, and do it that way. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Stop making a hashtag for every single
Right. And be
reason that
open
you
to
mad
talking
that
to other
Come on.
women
You know what
that's
I'm
going to
saying?
support
I
you.
love-
Don't
I
be
hear you.
mad because somebody
I'm
coming
seeing
at you
you.
with the same shit you give to somebody else. It is what it is. But if you want that, that's the way you have to do it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not knocking. I mean, I see the disrespect. I see it.
of course you
But
see
I
it.
mean,
Right.
I'm sorry if half your page is full of makeup, and then all of a sudden you wearing ones or whatever. I'm not. Of course, we're not going to take you serious.
Right.
But that's us because we've been doing it longer.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to big up you. I'm not going to take any. I'm sorry. I'm not going to even take my friend serious who's taking you serious because I know he full of shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And we know the reason
Exactly.
behind it. So
So
it's like
it's
we
just
know
one
it's
of
not
those things
genuine.
where if you're serious about it, get serious about it. It is a way to do it. Me, you see, I barely post. It is what it is.
Right.
There's a way to do it. I mean,
Absolutely. I
but
agree.
I mean, black women, it sucks. We pretty much short end of the stick in every single situation in life. I mean, this was basically our shit for a
Right.
very long time, and I mean, some women choose to throw on a pair of gym shoes and take a picture and find out that it makes them popular.
And, they
And
really
now
with
it's
it.
like, oh
They
my
really with it.
gosh.
Right.
You know what
And
I'm
that's what
saying?
makes you not pay.
Right.
Like I don't pay attention to it. If you got a bunch of Jordan ones, I just scroll right on past.
Yeah.
I'm
But see,
looking. Yeah.
but that too, I mean, I know, like Flower, loves ones.
Yeah.
She could really actually just post a bunch of ones from a long time ago.
Right.
And all these chicks who swear they love ones would be like, oh.
Yeah,
You know
like,
what I'm
where
They'll be
did
like,
you go?
oh, I didn't really like ones like I thought I did.
Right, you know what I'm saying? But we choose, there's people, we don't choose to do that. I mean, because
Yeah.
we're older and we've
Yeah.
been doing it for a while.
And we also
We
have
don't
nothing
choose
to
to
prove
do that.
because
That
this is a
part.
part of us.
That's
And we
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Cute basketball shoes. Like I don't do basketball shoes, but she knows that it isn't where you want to actually just be like, you know. That's why I said you're in competition with somebody who you really don't want to be in competition with. I just let them have it. You want to
Yeah.
argue?
But
Right.
it's also about knowing your niche. Like you just said, Complex has their look, Nice Kicks have
Right.
their looks. It's knowing your niche. I think what it's all about is finding your space, finding your footing in everything that you do. Not even just in sneakers, just in life. Finding your footing in what you want to do. So in the sneakers aspect thing, so your thing could be fashion and kicks, and your thing could just be, like she said, just for fun, and it's all that. But being okay and comfortable saying, this is my niche, and these are the people I am. So bending to do something else, some people will look at you and be like, whoa, did you do that because you trying to expand your reach? And there's nothing wrong with expanding your reach. Just make sure it's still pure to you, and your purpose is still genuine.
And maybe it's not pure to them.
It's not.
Maybe they just want to reach.
Right. And that's my thing. Like, and I'm all for, hey, don't get me wrong. If it's gonna get you where you gotta get to, get there.
Do what you gotta
But
do.
what I'm saying is don't use what people really actually take to heart as a way of getting there.
That part.
You know, like I'm saying, like when it's time to post a black square because black people are dying in the street, don't use that as an excuse to gain friends, or now you putting Black Lives Matter on every single one of your gym shoe posts. Don't do that.
Right.
Because I'm not taking that serious.
That looks crazy.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, you want to kicks and fits. If that's your new thing, so be it.
Yeah.
But if when you get to that level, are you still going to be wearing ones? Are you still going to be wearing your 90s when you get up there?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you all about this sisterhood thing, when one of those sisters get up there, are they reaching back down? And are they going to grab the next sister
Absolutely.
who wants to get there? Like, I don't care about being there. But if you care, I'm going to help you get there.
And I mean, and I have another thought to that too, and I talk about it. I try to tell it to, like what you said, the younger women, the younger girls all the time that come into the scene, and they get frustrated, like what you mentioned. They get frustrated. They feel like they're not seen. They feel like they're not getting opportunities that maybe some others are, right? And I'm a huge proponent on creating your own platform, right? When you create your own platform, you never have to even expect anybody else to come to you for anything, right? Everything I do is with intent on building up my own platform, right? I don't need another brand for anything to ask me to do this shoot, that shoot, the third. I can call Bailey. We can do a shoot. That shit gonna look exactly the same, or if not better. Like, what we talking about?
You don't need.
And I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that whole thing. I mean, even when it comes to me, I'm talking about being militant and all that extra stuff. Because I prefer not to be filtered, to not be censored, and all of those other things. It became even right. It became even more important for me. It became even more important for me to decide to create my own platform because I don't want anybody censoring me.
Right.
I don't want anybody telling me, okay, your hair has to be pulled up.
Right.
It has
Especially
to be down.
when you deal with this every day. Like, I don't want you can't tell me what to do at all. Or no, especially at the point in my life now, I am too old for anybody to tell me what to do.
Right. And I mean, not even from an age perspective, but again,
like, I'm just not having it. Like, you can't.
Just from being a creator.
Yeah,
If you're a
being a woman,
creator.
being a woman, being a black woman, we're always silenced. We're always dismissed. We're not taken seriously. I'm not going to have that. You're not going to tell me. I don't want to be bothered with that. If I have to do this a certain way, I don't want to go. You responded though, and you created your own group. Oh, right? Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm not talking about just a general being told not what to do, blah, blah, blah.
And another thing.
You responded by doing something about it.
Yeah.
Buy your friend shit. It's okay.
For
Support your friends.
For sure.
Use their tags. Exactly.
Exactly.
All my clothes come from my friends.
I mean, everything I've done has been with my friends. So.
I got on Bree socks.
Right.
Okay. I have on Fat Tiger t-shirts. You know what I'm saying?
I got on my boy Jason
just
gear. Sneakerheads clothing line. What's up, bro? And that's where I'm a unicorn. I'm a unicorn in that because all of my relationships are not gravitated around stuff. I have genuine relationships with people. Like, I literally...
That's my thing. If you can't talk about something else outside of sneakers with somebody, then just leave it at sneakers.
Right.
And you don't need to talk to them outside of Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is.
And there would be a slim chance I would ever ask any of my friends for sneakers. I would never do it. If I did, I'm really desperate if I do. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to, because that's not sneakers brought us together. But I'm not your friend because I want you to give me sneakers. Let me just make it clear.
People say that to me all the time. Like, when I was working in the Loop, and I would walk to the Jordan store or walk to wherever, and they'd be like, "Well, did you get this?" I'm like, "No." Well, why didn't you say something? Because that's not what you're here for. Like, I have a genuine relationship with you, and it's not just about what it is that you can help me get. You know, if I can't get it myself online because number one, I live on 207th Street. I'm not driving downtown to pick this shoe up. That's the first
That's
thing.
a long way.
I much prefer for it to get dropped on my doorstep.
Yeah.
But that is not the basis of our friendship. Yes, I did meet you because I walked down here on my lunch. But I value you as a person and not just a connect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, but while you talking, show us your Air Max.
Oh, this is my Air Max. It is an Air Max Plus 2. And I got this during, I don't think we were still on shelter in place, but we still weren't going anywhere. But the first time I got this shoe, I was 11 years old. And when I got it again, I was 31. So it means a lot to me because I remember getting the shoe from World Foot Locker in Remotes. R.I.P. World Foot Locker.
I know. Not too far.
They've been doing this. They've been doing this.
Yeah, and my parents, I think I was at my grandmother's house in South Holland. And my mom was like, "We gonna go get your shoes so you can wear them to school on your birthday." I said, "Okay, girl." So my daddy was already up there at Sears where he used to live. And we went to World Foot Locker, and this was when you used to put your shoes on and walk out the store.
Yep.
And we in the car, and I turned the light on. My daddy was like, "Turn the light off and stop looking at them shoes." I can't help, and I couldn't wait to wear them to school the next day because it was like all the girls were like, "Oh, they look like boy shoes," and I'm like, "Okay, you can think what you want,
Right.
But they go with my uniform." And it just was, that was always the thing, like, and that was the way. That was the start of a lot of friendships for me as a child because, like, boy, I didn't play sports. It was all academia. My Letterman jacket is because I got good grades, not because I played a sport. But, it was
cute.
I know, right? That was a way for me to begin a connection. That is a lot of the basis of friendships. But just like going back to what it is that you said, I didn't continue a lot of relationships because people could help me get sneakers or something like that. And usually it's me. I'm the person that's helping somebody get a shoe. And I value that. You know what I mean? Like, I like being the person that you can come to be able to get help for something like that.
Right.
But I'm not going to, like, go out of my way. Or, like, people have, like, have hit me up, like, "Do you want this? Did you get this?" or something like that. Because I think that they value the friendship as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But, like, just going back to what you were saying with, like, the barriers or whatever, like, sometimes I get 1,000 likes. I have posts that have 8,000 views, and then there are some posts where it's just like, y'all not feeling me today,
Right.
And it's like people have come to me and they're like, if you do this, then I'm sure, somebody will pick you up. If you do this, such and such will pick you up. I'm like, okay, that would be cool, but I am recognized when I go places. I was at a Jordan event and I began to introduce myself to somebody, and they said, "I know who you are. Give me a hug."
Hey.
What? I didn't know you knew me. But, okay. And then it's like, now we're friends. And I support his brand, too. You know what I mean? And it's not like he's well known and respected and can walk anywhere with some immaterial in Converse and be like, "Put this on the shoe for me." But, that's not why we're friends. Or, like, we were out, and I was All-Star Weekend when they put out that line of Jordan for women, the clothes. I got the green jacket with the big hood on it. I got the pants and everything. And he was like, "Oh, you can use my discount." I'm like, "No, thank you." Right. And he's just like, "Well, why not?" I'm like, "Cause that's your discount." You know what I'm saying? If you ever were to purchase me something and you use your discount, that's cool. But I appreciate the offer. I appreciate that you respect me as a person or a friend enough to be able to offer it to me. But it's like, yes, I would like to be a recognized influencer. But at this point, it's more about me being able to, like you said, create it on your own. And I do have some other stuff outside of Soulful Women that I am working on with other people, and that I do feel will propel me to that level.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You don't necessarily have to go through and, like, wait for a big brand to pick you up.
Not at all.
You gotta create it on
Not
your
at all.
own.
Exactly. Create it on your own, and then they're going to want to be a part of it. Then have to turn around and pay you to be able to be a part of it. And then you don't have to, as you said, do it how they want you to do it. Or say it how they want you to say it. Because, and that was another thing. I'm sure by now, if I hadn't cut my hair, I would have got picked up a long time ago. A long time.
It's all. It's all
because of how they look.
I had feet of hair.
She really did.
I
Her
did.
hair was crazy.
And I cut, and it was just like, I've been that woman for a long time. I was that girl. Then she grew into that woman, and it was like, when I turned 30, my cousin is my stylist. She was like, "When you turn 30, I feel like you're serious, so I can't tell you no more." I turned 30 the day before I turned 30. She cut all of my hair off. And then I started going to the barbershop, and now, I get graphics and stuff like that. And it's like,
And it's cute, by the way, now. Come on now.
I'd be like, I should just go home, shave mine.
like, to be recognized, it's, you know what I'm saying? It's cool, but that's not really what it is that I do it for. Like, I have a love for this culture, and to help, to continue to propel it. Like, the people in my circle, like the guys that I'm associated with that do have the Sneaker Versus page or whatever, they show mad respect. Like, I battled another woman, and they played it up. Like, this was the night of main events. They had 2 men go before us, because usually, they would downplay us and have us go before, and then let the men.
Like that.
Right, but no, they did not do this to us. And they gave me the opportunity to host. They gave my my opponent the opportunity to host. Like, they made us involved in this, and they we're well respected within this realm. You know what I mean? And it's just like, that is what needs to happen overall. Like, you need to understand, like, I work in corporate America. Not only do I have a passion for being in a male-dominated culture, but I, get downplayed as a woman on a regular basis. There are 3 black women in my company. One of them,
That's a lot.
especially I work for a boutique firm, so especially in a boutique firm, for there to be 3 black women, but there are different caliber of women, so no diss to these women, but it's just like, you guys could represent us a little bit better, and maybe it's bad, but it's just like, maybe they would take us seriously, because it's like, I don't have anybody to fall back on at work, and it's just now that we're having people to fall back on within the sneaker culture. But the fact of the matter is that we should not have to do that. And then, just to go back to all of the disrespect, nobody has ever openly disrespected me. I would like for you to. But you... Because don't come for me unless I sent for you, kind of woman. But, because
Have you ever made a post just to see? Or try
to heat check.
Or you know what I'm saying? Just to be. Just to see.
I did it before I left on my parents' parquet floor. I put my off-white, and then I had my regular UNC, just to see if somebody would say something. And then somebody that I know called me a show-off, but it's just because he doesn't have the show. He's like my little brother, but I genuinely want to see somebody say something to me, because it's just like, you don't know me.
Right.
Like, you just don't. So I'm not really sure why you feel the entitlement to say something to me. You don't know how much money I have. I'm sure you've been through my page. Oh, she only got 800 pictures. That's because I have a job and I got other stuff to do.
Come on,
800. I'm thinking I'm in the 200.
You have less time than others.
Right, but I'm just saying that, so they probably think I have 0.
Exactly. Right. But it's befuddling at the fact that, the amount of things that we post, or the quality of my pictures, I think, is rather decent. Like, sometimes professional people take my pictures, but that's because they offer to. I'm not seeking that out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you're also not on there like, and no, honey,
I'm trying to help you.
You're right.
This
You
is
said
not
look, sis, it's time.
So it's about to get...
The countdown begins.
When somebody is disrespectful, that's sis.
The countdown begins when you say look, sis.
That's the thing. That's like the no dis. I'm gonna try. That's like the no disrespect. But then you disrespectful. But the thing is that, like, no, I'm really trying to help you. Like, there are things that I have done to prop a phone up or take a picture on my watch or something like that.
Period of time where all of my pictures were done by me, and that shit was hard because I invested. I do have cameras, multiples of them, and to do that on my own every single time, like, it just wasn't working. So now I'm to the point now where I just recruit my buddies. I'm like, look, this is what I want to do. Do you got some time?
Yeah.
And we make that thing happen.
Like Chantel, you just put it on the you pop your feet up on the thing.
Well, that's the thing.
And even those are hard for me. I'd be like, oh my god, this doesn't.
And I'm kind of just tired of the on foots now too.
And the girl was saying, get you a group of people if you don't have anybody to help you do like content or take your pictures. Like, everybody work together.
Yeah.
Like, she was so excited about it, and I was like, but you gotta find people who willing to work together. You know, if you got your little people that's gonna help you out, you know what I'm saying?
And that's not hard to do.
It's not.
You just gotta,
really
you just gotta reach out.
Not.
That's all. But while we're talking, I'll show you guys my Air Max. And actually, what I'll do,
I'm jealous because my feet too small for that.
I know.
after mine, I'll actually, I'll bring it back around too.
I promise you.
That's
So,
a clean
This
shoe.
right here is the Air Max 90. This is from the Chicago, or the City Pack, sorry. It's a Chicago from the City Pack. So this is a pair that, it means a lot to me, not because it's the best Air Max in my collection or anything like that, but I became an adult in Chicago, right? So this city will always be a staple in my life, no matter where I end up. I do want to stay here until the day I die because I love it that much. I moved here after grad school. Listen, they giggle it because they from Chicago. No, but it's because, again, y'all don't have the same. Look, they back there. They back there going on. But if y'all from where I'm from, like, y'all think Chicago is bad. I'm from Flint. Like, Lauren already talked about it. I'm from Flint. This shit right here is like Dubai to me. Y'all understand? Wow. Chicago is Dubai to me. And so, again, my adult life is in this city. Listen.
Those are dope.
I'm looking at it. They got the mild sauce joint in the inside. Like, come on. They got the streets on the bottom, Halstead and shit, and Madison and Roosevelt and Cermak and all of that.
Separated
The
by the
rant
express.
I had when I found out those weren't coming in my size.
Yeah,
I went off. I emailed Nike. I did a chat with them and everything.
Yeah.
And like, you know, my foot kind of grew a little bit. I am definitely gonna find.
I have no
size
change.
Yeah, they fire.
Because I can't wear a 7.
No, I'm gonna push it.
I'm just shaking my
If I
head
gotta
like,
wear
I just admire them.
Yeah, they crazy.
I know I
crazy.
cannot get those at all.
Yeah, just somebody. I just enjoy the tags. Just
It's like a little trophy for me. Like I said, I mean, I'm in corporate America too, so there's a chance I may not be able to stay here. But if I can, I definitely will. I will, if I have children, I will raise my kids here, and I will create and own property and everything here. So I love this place. So that's my Air Max 90 Chicago. And so since I'll start the last sneaker we're gonna show, just to kind of bring it back full circle, this is my most recent must-have purchase. So this is the Lebron 7 Dunkman. This is the most coveted Dunkman out of all of his Dunkman shoes. And this is also one of the most popular silhouettes of LeBron's. But yeah, this is just one that I always wanted. I was actually able to grab this pair. This is the original pair.
Wow.
So 2009. Every now and then I look up somebody's getting rid of their collection. And I just happen to be lucky enough to be able to get a pair that's unworn. And they're getting rid of them. And I was able to grab these last October. And man, these boys is nuts.
Is it a nice looking shoe?
Yeah, it's like electric. They call it electric green.
I love the electric green.
Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? So this is actually, I used to joke on people that buy shoes and never wear them, but it actually works into some folks' favor later down the line, cause this person never wore this shoe, and this shoe is damn near 12 years old now.
Damn.
Wait, did I say 2009? That's 12 years, right? Yeah. So 12 years, never worn. Looked like you bought this shit out the store.
Right.
Today.
I was gonna say
Today. So, yeah.
I love that.
that's the only LeBron model, like in his earlier models, because I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I refuse to wear his shoes.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that
and, like,
one.
the younger ones,
I love
like
him as a
1 and
person,
2s.
but I don't.
Yeah, these joints this is crazy. But yeah, in terms of the barriers part, again, I kind of interjected during Heather's, segment, so to speak, in this, and then Booby D kind of elaborated more. It's just really, gathering that attention that you want, but by creating your own platform to do it. I've had multiple opportunities that, were passed on to me, especially last year. I think last year I was really starting to take off a bit with the sneakers feature and all of that stuff you all remember. But when the pandemic hit, a lot of things slowed down. I had a lot of other things still in the works, right? The pandemic hit, everything was shut down, and it kind of did something to me, spiritually. But it also sat me down and helped me realize that, I had the tools to just do it. I had the tools. If I want to do some elaborate shoot, if I want to do a show, I want to produce something, I can produce it. So that's kind of where all of this came around. I did the first season of this last year, right around the same time as the feature. So yeah, I've come to that point. I'm not dependent on anybody. You know, I'm creating my relationships, gathering folks up, bringing folks along with me in the interim, because I'm all about that, right? And that's kind of the angle that I try to take this thing. So, but I'll pass it along to you all. What's the most recent must-have? Oh,
These, man, listen.
yeah.
Listen, y'all. When I was a kid, I wanted these so bad, and my mom was like, "No, homegirl, we not doing this one." But I remember having the bread fours. I was like maybe 7. Like I'm like aging myself. But when these came out, I was just like, I want these so bad, but I don't know what happened. I wasn't able to get them, but I was worrying Miss B to death. Like, it's really good to have somebody because we've known each other, girl, like before we had siblings. Like, I've known her longer than I had my sister. And we have, like, a genuine, like, this is my person for everything. Like, I just rely on her for everything. So, you know, having someone to do this with is just really interesting, especially when you know someone for so long. Like, we just play off each other. And, like, we text shoes all day.
Right.
Should I buy these? Should I get these? And she's like, don't text me another shoe.
Right.
So I was worrying her. I was like, man, I really want to get these. And my son was like worrying me. He was like, Ma, are you gonna get those? And that's another thing. Like, that's a bond with me and my son. You know, especially having someone who's about to be 18 and doing his own thing.
You got a man over there. That ain't.
Y'all,
You was
don't
talking
even
about
get
him
me
at
started
first
on
like
that.
he was like 5.
I know, like I kept him lace, but you know, he was like, "Are you gonna get these?" And I was just going back and forth, and I was like, "We got these for like on go for 124," and I thought they were fake. I was like, "These might be fake bricks."
That's
She was like, "No,
crazy.
we're gonna get them." So I snatched these up, and I was really worried because I was hearing like they was messed up and all this, but this is a real fire pair. Like, I just love I love these.
Well, I hit on these on the neutral grain.
okay.
I actually hit.
That wasn't an easy pair to get.
Not at all.
No.
And I hit. And I was so excited because I love gray.
We're about to. This is the last one.
I love gray. And on top of that, it's suede as well. So
I
just a
can't believe
nice
she hit
clean
on
shoe that I really, really like. And again, I like highs and mids. So it's for me being shorter and
We're
having
gonna blast through this one a little bit.
and
Don't worry
having
about
big legs, it just works really well. That's why I love a high and a mid for me.
Okay.
So yeah, but this was my
Still
great
can't believe
recent
she hit on
purchase.
that.
It's clean.
Yep.
Oh,
That's
I had a
lucky.
lot of payment errors.
What you got here?
Oh, these are Joe Fresh, New Balance, No Emotion, Our Emotion. And this is the only shoe recently that I would have probably like put people out of my house and if I didn't get. And it was last year All-Star Weekend, and I actually wasn't gonna go down there, but I left with you guys that night, and then I just rode down there, and the line wasn't too long, but it was freezing cold.
Yep.
It was like 8 below.
Yes.
And that line was moving extra dumb slow. And that's like the only time I really actually waited in line for anything.
We had to choose one that wasn't gonna be easy for any of us. So just we're going with it.
So for me, it was the Special Force Air Force One. I know it's not recent, but within the last couple of years, I had to have a pair because they came in men at first, and they had them in camouflage and all these other colors. And god damn it, I worked at the store and I couldn't get it because I have small feet.
Okay.
So they didn't make
you show them.
So they didn't make them in like the colors for women. So they did a brown, didn't get the brown. So then they essentially made this one. And so what happened at work at the time was like, Lauren, you've been asking for this shoe forever. We got the blue. You need to buy the blue. So I literally was like, you right, brought the blue and got it. Like, this was just a shoe I wanted because one, I love Air Force Ones. I liked what it did. I liked the military look. It's high. It's really high. It came with 4 buckles. I only got one apiece because I don't need all them buckles. But I just enjoy this shoe because of the style, and it just looks totally it's a different look to the Air Force.
I have 2 pairs of those, by the way. So listen, I'm on board.
I just love these, and when I wear them, everybody are like, I didn't see these. That's good. So I don't have
Yeah.
no one else with them.
Yep. All right, Booby, talk to us.
So I was lucky enough to hit on the sneakers app for this Vapor Waffle Sakai, and it just was ugly, and I was like, it's ugly and I want it. Not, it's I don't really think it's an ugly shoe. I just think, it's a nice take on like a classic look of a Nike, because it puts me in the mind of a Cortez. But of course it has the waffle sole and the Air Max features that it has and stuff like that. And then of course the Sakai with the double tongue and everything. But I just really thought that it was a unique way to be able to combine a lot of different Nike elements from different sneakers and just put them together. And when people see me in this shoe, they're like, "Oh my God, how much did you pay for it?" $180.
Okay.
That was it. Yeah. So, this was like like when they do the raffles and stuff like that.
Make sure you, there you go.
When they do like the raffles and stuff like that, like I just enter them all just to see if I can hit. And when they sent me the email telling me that they took my money, I said, "Well, oh my."
Made your little day.
Right, it sure did. I mean, because like when I was working, like when the world was open and I was in my office, I had like a better chance of hitting on stuff. I don't know why, but when I was in my office, I was able to hit. But like now that I'm at home, they're like, "No, she's 26 miles away. You're 1 mile outside of the range." So yeah, no, but yeah, I was glad that I was able to get this pair. I thought like the black and white is more functional, but I'll put this on with anything. I don't really care about matching most days, but you just wear what you feel, and sometimes I feel like.
And I have 2 of the first waffle ones or whatever. And they were so ugly. So
we know that story.
And
so
now I'm just like,
You can't even get a pair.
But yeah, those
prices on
are
them now are just like,
those are fashion forward enough to for you to pull them off for sure. Because you be over there pulling it off. I'd be like, oh, okay, there she go. So yeah, we're gonna close it out with that. I thank you, ladies, for giving me your time today. Like I said, I wanted to make sure that I celebrated you all, especially with going into Women's History Month. I was like, and honestly, I hadn't even had this in my plan to do it particularly for this series, but I was like, why not? Why not? Let me hit them up. Let me see if they'll be interested, and this would actually make for a hell of a finale. And then also for us to all connect, because even though we've all followed each other for quite some time, or at least I followed all of y'all, I haven't gotten a chance to spend time. I do remember I've seen y'all somewhere before, but I don't remember where it was. I didn't know who y'all were at the time.
It was probably like the Soul Savvy event. We probably was there awkward.
That's it.
We was there because we were just like, we're just making a sneaker account because people was asking us to, like, So when Soul Savvy reached out to us, I was like, somebody asked us to come to like somewhere. We didn't know what to wear. We felt out of place, and it was just weird.
Oh, and trust me, like the universe is so crazy. I didn't know that's where I was going to end up that day. I just did.
Yeah,
and
like
so,
they just randomly like reached out to us, and we were just like, "Oh my God, like this is interesting." So
you're so silly.
just like in the corner,
right? But yeah, so and I say that to say, I'm sure. Life is crazy enough to where you cross paths and you don't even know that those are the people that you'll link up with or connect with, much later. And, but again, I'm happy to have had this time, actually spend some time with you all, talk with you all. Listen, it's Women's History Month. I hope that all of you are doing something special to kind of commemorate that. I hope that all of you will continue to push forward everything you're working on, as I will do the same. And let's make sure that we stay connected. And let's make sure that we do projects together if we have that in mind. Let's build up. Because again, with me being more of an implant here, I felt it was an obligation for me to celebrate women that actually are born and raised and from Chicago. Because people think I'm from here. I don't want to have that be the wrong message, right? I want the women that are from here for people to know who you guys are. And I want to stay connected. So like I said, so thank each and every one of you once again. I don't know if you have any last words, but You gave me everything and more. Okay.
If you're working on, just send it to me because you know I'm not that active. I will check my DM every now and then. Okay, just send it to me. I will repost and share it. I will do that.
Everybody in here give me their size. So
Okay.
Sure.
Most definitely do that. And yeah, we definitely, because we're so new on the scene still, so we're still trying to, you know, like we operate as just if we naturally connect. And I'm all about having, you know, people to just connect with. So, don't come for us. Like, we cool. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. As long as you cool, we cool.
Heard it out her
I
mouth
just want
now.
to put that out there. Like, don't come with all that. You come on our Instagram, it's peace and love, and we cool.
Cool,
So,
cool.
you know, we don't care about all of the other stuff. We just doing this because we love it. We buy what we like, and that's what. Don't do that.
What you
I
got?
will fight you. I don't know about me, but I will.
Any thoughts?
I just appreciate, you know, you reaching out to me, and I appreciate the camaraderie because, like, I knew Heaven, but I didn't know the other ladies, and then I had met you on Facebook, and then I was like, she not from here. She
Right.
from Flint. She might be my cousin. What's your mama name?
She did ask that.
No, but I definitely do appreciate it because, you know, we hear so often about women tearing each other down, and we just need to be able to be a part of and create more platforms where we continue to lift each other up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, again, thank you all for your time. I'll make sure to put all of you ladies' social media and everything in the description, and I'll, of course, you know, put bits and pieces of this on various channels or whatever. So, again, thanks again so much. Royals, this was the series finale of Our History Is Now. Basically, female sneakerheads, black sneakerheads in Chicago, man. We here.
Yes.
We here, and we here to stay.
Suburbs.
Suburbs.
See ya. Peace.
The queen is hyped up. The queen is hyped up.